A very good day to all the students here. And today we are here to discuss again about CUET. And as you all know, CUET is what? It is a common university entrance exam which the National Testing Agency, the Government of India, has started from this year. So for that, we are going to discuss about the English language paper. And today we are going to take a comprehension passage and try and find out how are we going to get the answers to that passage. Now the passage may seem to you very long and you may feel a little bit afraid as to how to answer the question. But as we move along, I'll tell you the tips and tricks to solve the comprehension passage in the easiest way possible with the maximum accuracy and the least amount of time. Now, if there are 10 questions, I'm assuming that you are able to solve at least 7 to 8 questions related to the passage in at least 10 minutes of time. So, without wasting any further time, let us move on to the comprehension passage and see what the comprehension passage is. But before we start with the passage, we need to understand what is it that we need to understand. We need to understand how to skim and scan the passage. Now, you don't have to read the passage line by line. You have to go to the questions and find out the keywords and try to find out the answers to those keywords from the passage. So without wasting any further time, let us look at the passage. Now, the first passage that we are talking about here is that elections were in the year of the world's youngest democracy. And it moves on further and further and it moves further. Now the question that is here, and the last line says, catchy slogan, happiness is a place. Now if I go back here, what is the first question? The first question says, which of the following statements are correct regarding the 2008 elections of Bhutan? Is the first part correct? India helped Bhutan in the elections by sending officials from Election Commission of India. Monks and nuns were not allowed to vote and wearing national dress was compulsory. Now let us try and find out what are the answers to these questions. If we go back to the passage and we see at the beginning of the passage, we see here that we are talking about monks and nuns here. Monks and nuns in this deeply religious Buddhist majority are not allowed to vote. So we have been able to get the answer to one of the questions. If we look out further, we see the word India here and we say that sending officials from the Election Commission. And what is the third part that we are talking about? What was the third thing that it said? It said here that wearing national dress on election day was compulsory. So is it there or not? Let us check here. Now, avoid mixing and religion. All voters must wear their national dress on polling day. So we have been able to get all the three answers, which means that all three of them are correct. So what is the answer to the first question, children? The first question says that all are correct. So this is the way that you are able to get the answer to the first question. What is the second question says? Who is Ashi Sange Chodhan Wangchuk as mentioned in the passage? Now you have to find out the name of this person and try to see what it is. Is it the elected Prime Minister, elected President, Queen Mother or whatever it is? Now let us go and see to the passage. What is the passage saying? Now in the passage, if you move on further, in this page itself, you cannot see the name of the person. If I move on to the next page, I see this name here, Ashi Sange Chodhan Wangchuk. Now I have to find out who is he. And it says one of the Queen Mothers of Bhutan. So here I get my answer and the answer says that it is the Queen Mother of Bhutan. So you see these two questions, how quickly we have been able to get the answer by just picking up certain keywords. Let us move to question 3 and see what is the question number 3. Question number 3 says, consider the following statements regarding the Mojo Park as mentioned in the passage. So what is the key word? The key word here is Mojo Park. Is it situated in the Northeast India? Is it famous for its music shows? Is it situated in the city of Thimphu? Now, even without looking at the question, you should understand that since it is talking about Bhutan, so 1 and 3 do not merge with one another. So either 1 is going to be correct or 3 is going to be correct. It cannot be that both of them are correct. So let us try and find out what is Mojo Park. Now, if you see here, the first word itself says the most fun night spot, Mojo Park. And since it is talking about Bhutan, it is Thimphu's most fun night spot where you get the best music in town. So what is the answer to the question that we are looking at? The question says that what is it that what Mojo Park is famous for? And like I said, either 1 would be correct or 3 would be correct. So it is definitely not situated in the Northeast India. Yes, it is famous for its music shows. And thirdly, it is situated in the city of Thimphu. So the answer is 2 and 3 only. The answer will be B part where it says 2 and 3 only. Let us move to the next question. Which of the following statements is correct as given in the passage? Polyandry is not practiced. Now the word is correct and not incorrect. Polygamy is practiced. There is not a single female member in Bhutan's parliament. So let us go to the passage and again see polyandry and polygamy. Now, if we see here, we are not talking about polyandry and polygamy. So let us move to the next paragraph. The next paragraph is talking about Thimphu, and here it says about the Ashi Sangye. Now let us move on further and see what it is. Now here the not so equal, while polygamy is practiced in some parts, so is polyandry. And divorce settlements are equal and even-handed. Even Bhutanese women lag behind in one place that it counts, Parliament. It does not mean that they were not there. Only 9 had females. So we get the answer that we are looking for, and we see here that the question said that polygamy is practiced in Bhutan, because we have to look at the correct question. Polyandry is also practiced, so not is wrong answer. There is not a single female member, that is again wrong because they had 9 females. So the answer is polygamy is practiced in Bhutan. Now let us look forward to the next question and see the answer that we are looking. Why was candidate, campaigner or voter not allowed to wear any sign of rank or royal patronage in the 2008 elections? Was it some kind of superstition? To neglect misuse of influence of wealthy and famous people? Either both are correct or none of them is correct. So we have to look at what were they not allowed to wear and why were they not allowed to wear. So if I move to the passage, I see here that in the first part where it says, what were they voting? Avoid mixing religion and voting. Like we came to this answer, all voters must wear their national dress, but no one, candidate, campaigner or voter, is allowed to wear the Kabni silk and kentak, scarf of honor for men and women respectively, bestowed only by the king, ceremonial sword or any other sign of rank or royal patronage, to avoid. Now the word is to avoid a misuse of influence. So you see, you get the answer that the answer is avoid a misuse of influence. So what is the answer that you are looking for? Now the answer that you are looking for here is that due to neglect the misuse of influence. So direct words are coming from the passage where you are looking on to. What is question number 6? Consider the following statements regarding the Kichu Lagam. Now the key word here is Kichu Lagam. So now let us look and find out, like we found out about Mojo, what is Kichu Lagam? If I move back and I look at the passage, I'm trying to find the word Kichu Lagam. Now it says, when I land in Paro, the Kichu Lagam. This is one of Bhutan's oldest and simplest monasteries, believed to be constructed in 659 CE by the Tibetan king and so on and so forth. So what is the question that I'm looking forward to? The question says, it was the first Prime Minister of Bhutan? No. It is one of Bhutan's oldest monasteries? Yes. It was built in 7th century? Yes. So what is the answer? 2 and 3 only. Now let us move to question number 7. Question number 7 says, choose the word which is most similar to the word printed in bold in the passage. For this, you need not even go back to the passage, and you can hit and eliminate the options which are there. Now, the word says scrolls. And what is a scroll? As you keep on opening, is it aimless? Is it rolling? No. It is a kind of a document where you keep on opening and you find words inscribed on it. So the answer that is going to be there is document. What is question number 8? Again, we have to find a word which is most similar to the word in the passage, and outskirts. Now, even if you don't know the word outskirts, you understand it is out of boundary. It is out. So what are we talking about? It is not center, it is not away, it is not downtown. The answer is periphery. We are talking about something which is further down the road. Let us look to question number 9 and move on further. Question number 9 says, choose the word which is most opposite to the word. Now here we don't have to find a similar word, but we have to find the opposite word. The word is laden. Now the word is laden. Laden means full of. What is the meaning of the word laden? It means full of. Laden with worries, laden with money, laden with intelligence, etc. So what is going to be the antonym of it? We need to find an antonym. So it is not going to be encumbered. It is not going to be charged. It is already full of. So full of will definitely not be there. So the word is going to be empty. Now, again, we come to the last question, which says, choose the word which is most opposite to the word printed in bold in the passage. Misogyny. Misogyny means a person who hates women. We are talking about a person. Now, all of you know what is a gynecologist. So a person who addresses, a doctor who addresses female problems. So miss means not. So we are talking about a person who hates women. So we need to find an antonym which is the opposite. So we cannot have woman hater because that is the synonym. Feminist is a person who talks about female rights. Definitely not. None is correct. The answer that we are talking about here is not even sexist, but here we are talking about feminist. So the answer is going to be feminist. Now, in case we are talking about here, you get the answers correctly that way. Now, see children, what happens is, this is the way, although if you look at the passage seems too long. If I look at the passage is quite long right from the beginning, and it could be 1,000 words or so. It starts from here and it moves on further and further, and it is almost 4 pages. But if I know the correct way to answer the question, definitely I'm able to get the answers to the question that I'm looking for. So that is how, with the minimum possible time, you can get the accuracy of the question. So again, we'll discuss some more passages and some more grammar and vocabulary. Till then, practice well and do well for your